Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thanks so much for joining me and Happy New Year 2023. What a time to be alive, especially if you're a plant other than this mini monstera, also known as the Rhaphidaphora tetrasperma. We're going to go all out of this thing and just tear it down because it has been climbing on my kitchen / living area wall 22 feet up, I think for the last year and a half, nearly 2 years now. And as much as I love it, the thing is, it doesn't look like it's doing too well, and I have some ideas for this space, so let's get to work. All right, my friends, this mission is taking us to brand new heights, literally and figuratively. So what we're going to do here is, because like I was saying, I have had this Rhaphidaphora tetrasperma, commonly known as the mini monstera, because its leaves do indeed look like monstera leaves with their fenestration. Climbing on my wall, I got it first as a small little plant. This was in May of 2021. And these things are insane growers. They grow so fast. And what I love about them from a interior design standpoint is the fact that you can kind of control the direction and point them in ways that you want them to go to kind of serve almost as decor in a sense. And so that's what I have been doing here in my living room, where I have 22-foot ceilings. And I let this thing just kind of climb up this very thin area here alongside my wall in between my work area and the kitchen area. But the fact of the matter is that this plant hasn't been doing well for the last year or so. In fact, it started losing, as you can see with this one right here, brown leaf, it started losing a lot of its younger leaves about, I would say, 6 or 7 months ago. And so what I ended up doing was taking a pothos and kind of trailing it up here to kind of close that area. But I have a new idea for this spot, and it's going to involve all of these propagation vessels, and I think it'll serve as some cool decor. So we're just gonna get chomping at this thing, and I already have some cuttings of it, so it's not like I'm gonna lose the plant, and I'll make some cuttings of what's left of it. And I also have one growing in my bedroom, so should be good. And let's get chopping. Alrighty, so first things first, we're gonna clip from the base down here, and kind of wanted to take an axe to this because that would make it more dramatic, kind of like a lumberjack, but I don't think the mini monstera Rhaphidaphora tetrasperma is, I guess beanstalk worthy or giant tree worthy. I have to unhook it from all these little things because what I did was I ended up putting some little wood behind here, and that was just so it wouldn't climb into my wall because this thing does have aerial roots. But we're just going to unclip the plant and take it down. What's interesting? Like I was telling you guys, this is a very fast growing plant, faster than I would have ever expected. And what was so neat about that is that once it started growing and it takes off, it's like you can't get it to stop. I mean, like I was also adding to you guys and mentioning about how my ceilings here in my apartment are 22 feet high. Which is awesome because it allows you to play with vertical space a lot more, especially with climbing plants, which I absolutely adore. But I will tell you, I found myself having to trim this plant back so many times because it would constantly hit the 22-foot mark. You can see right about here, it hits about 18 feet. That's because I had to chop it down because it regrew back in December, and that was December 2022. I believe it was early on in the month. And what's crazy about that is the fact that this thing had literally just been trimmed once it reached the 22-foot mark prior in early August. So over that span of September, October, November, about 3 months or so, this thing just grew an extra 4 feet, which is nuts. And that is why I must end its life. I'm not going to be too dramatic like that. I'm actually going to propagate it and turn it into a different plant. But yeah, I wanted to clear off this space here because it has been a joy to really grow this plant. And I will say, if you're looking for a fun and easy exotic plant that adds a lot, and this thing can literally crawl all over. So if you bend it into shape that goes over a doorway, it's really cool. I would highly recommend it because it's super easy. It doesn't require much care. So why not, Okay, next things next, we are going to take down those wooden planks, as well as this pothos. As for these wooden planks, let's see how easy these things come off. Yay! And I just put command strips on the back of them, which made it even easier. Because I knew, I'm like, well, eventually, if I need to take this plant down, I can just do so by easily on plucking those. And that's how easy it was. But yeah, you know, I'm not sure why this plant started to lose its bottom leaves. I mean, during the summer, it was growing super well over here. And even in the fall, it was doing fine, even though it started to show signs that its leaves were starting to brown and come down. It wasn't getting as much light over here, which I know is obviously a big issue for a lot of these plants, but I also have grow lights over here, and it seems like they were taking care of the problem without any qualms or issues. But it also could be that the plant had literally just met its max. I mean, I don't even know what the roots look like inside that pot down there. I will be interested to see and take them out eventually. But what's interesting is that, like I was telling you, it's a Rhaphidophora tetrasperma, but it is called the mini monstera, just because of the way its leaves look. Rhaphidophores are very similar in terms of growth and care and needs as a monstera. And so, I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know where I failed this plant, but I failed it apparently. So, I'm not a good plant parent. There we go. I said it. Let's move on. So I decided what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep this plank here for this pothos as it continues to grow up, and we'll let it do its thing. And what we're going to do is we're just going to put in some of these hooks here. And in other of my videos, I have told you guys about these propagation vessels. Super cheap and super easy to work with. And what's nice about them is that I just got them right on Amazon, and they were only, I think, like 4 for $20 or something like that, not too far off. And what I love about them is that they serve as decor while you're, it's loud, isn't it? While you are propagating plants and creating new ones. So it's a nice way to kind of design your home with also kind of keeping productivity in mind for new plants. Oh, let's see. One day, when I'm not 5'6", there'll never be a day where I'm not. But if there were, this would be much easier. Okay, so now that we have that done, we are going to quickly grab our propagation glasses, because that's what we do. Bloop, bloop. Okay, 1, 2. We'll start at the very top and work our way down. Probably would have been smarter for me to fill these up with water in advance, but that's not how my brain works, so we'll go with it. Yeah, it's really cool because these things have like little holes in the back of them that just kind of slip into those hooks, and that makes it a lot easier. And so now that we have all 3, it appears that there's a gap difference, but that's okay. We'll make up with it for plants. We're gonna move and get the plants now. Well, first water and then plants. Here I am getting ahead of myself as usual. Calm down, Kevin. Calm down. So I was just curious because I was mentioning how Rhaphidophora, however it's pronounced, are very similar to Monstera, what the average lifespan of one is. And the average lifespan, according to the Google machine, is on average about 40 years. But of course, they can live a lot longer if they're well taken care of. In fact, I live here in Denver, Colorado, and there's a used tool shop around the corner from me. And the guy who owns it, he's had the same Monstera deliciosa since the 1960s, I believe is what he told me. Either the late 60s or early 70s. The thing is crazy insane. And it's absolutely beautiful. So while I fill up some more water here, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some more of my gigantium, philodendron gigantium cuttings into these propagation vessels, because those will help fill out some space, as well as my philodendron bilietiae, which I started propping about a month ago, and it's been doing pretty well. The cuttings have. I haven't potted any up yet, but maybe soon. So we shall take this first cutting and put it in here. We'll see how that looks. And I really think that this is going to be a great area for propping, and I've never propped over here before, but I think it's going to be great because it doesn't get like direct sunlight, but it gets just enough light. You know, it's kind of like in that really nice zone. While I'm over here, actually, I'm going to water one of my philodendron heteroeciums. Okay, so why don't we go with a bilietiae cutting? And I see a victim right over yonder. Actually, I've got two, and I'm wondering if having one in the middle and one up top is going to look good, or if it's going to look off just because you'd have two billy cuttings up top and only one gigantium at the bottom. I don't know, but I'm also really not wanting to put too much effort into this just because it's been a long week. Okay, let's see. Oh, super cute. Yeah, they look out in different directions, so why not? We'll take it. We shall take it. Just putting up a clip over here for this heteroecium that started to fall. If it's not one plant, it's another. And I wonder, you know, I even hate to bring this up, but I wonder, for all you plant lovers out there who have to take care of all your plants all the time, are you ever like, if these plants were to just die? I shouldn't have said that out loud, now they hurt me. Okay, well, you know what? I'm done talking to myself, and I think that we have our cuttings. So, yeah, take a look at this. We have a philodendron gigantium cutting in there, as well as two philodendron bilietiae cuttings. And I think that they'll do better out here compared to where they were in my room. So that is what it looks like. And I'm so excited and glad that you guys joined me again for this video. If you guys would like to continue supporting the content, and if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and also give this video a thumbs up and the page because it really helps out a lot. Thanks so much for joining, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.